Okay, this is a binomial probability question where we are told that the probability that somebody goes on holiday abroad, we're going to take that to be 0.65. And the first question says we're going to choose 5 people, so we've got a sample of 5 people. What's the probability that all 5 went abroad? So if x is the number of people who go abroad, we want here the probability that x is equal to 5. Now that's, if we need to multiply by, so this is binomial 5c5, or you might have learned that as 5, we'll worry about that in a minute, times 0.65 to the power 5, because there are 5 of them, multiplied by 0.35 to the power 0. Well, that's just 1, so we can forget about that. Now this 5c5 comes from Pascal's triangle, so we're looking for the row of Pascal's triangle that begins 1, 5. So I'm just writing it out here. So 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. That would be if there were 4 people. But if there were 5 people, the row goes 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. And we are looking for, basically this corresponds, the first number corresponds to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is just 1. So actually all we need to work out is 0.65 to the power 5, which comes out as 0.1160, which I'm going to round to 0.1160 to 4 significant figures. Okay, next bit says what's the probability that exactly 4 people went abroad? So we want the probability that x is equal to 4. Now, the number we're going to have to multiply that by, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be 5. So I'm going to do 5 multiplied by 0.65 to the power 4, because we've got 4 successes in this case. But I'm now going to multiply by 0.35 to the power 1, because we've got one person who didn't go abroad. That comes out as 0.31238, and I'm going to round that to 0.3124. Okay, the next part asks me to find out the probability that x, so the number of people who go abroad from our sample, is greater than or equal to 2. Well, that's the probability of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people going abroad. And it's much easier then to work out 1 minus the probability of 0 or 1 person going abroad. So let's just figure that out. So it's 1 minus, now the probability of nobody going abroad, well, that's just 1 multiplied by, well, 0.65, so success happening no times, so ignore that, but it's times 0.35 to the power 5, and I'm going to add, because the probability of 1 person going, well, that's going to be 5 times 1 person going on holiday abroad, well, that's 0.65 to the power 1, times 0.35 to the power 4, because there are 4 people in that group who didn't go abroad. Now, if we work those out, 0.35 to the power 5, well, that comes out as 0.00525. Probability of 1 person going abroad comes out to 0.04877. And if we work that out, it becomes 1 minus 0.054, which is 0.9459, which is 0.946, to 3 significant figures. Question now says, what if, instead of having just 5 people, what if there were 10 people and you had to choose from a sample? So you've got a binomial distribution here where n is actually 10. You're just choosing from a group, or you're just asking the opinion of a group of 10 people. We want here then the probability that x is equal to 8. Now that's going to be, so the coefficient that goes in front is going to be 10c8. It's going to take me a while using Pascal's triangle, so I'll use the alternative. You've got 8 people who did go abroad, so that's 0.65 to the power 8. You've got 2 people then who didn't go abroad, so that's 0.35 squared. Now to work out this, you can either use the NCR button on your calculator and just type in, 10C8, and that number comes out as 45. You could use Pascal's triangle, but like I say, it's a bit lengthy. Or you could work out 10 factorial divided by 8 factorial, and then remember this is 10 minus 8 factorial, which comes out as 10 factorial divided by 8 factorial times 2 factorial. If we carry on with that, 10 factorial, remember, is 10 times 9 times 8 blah, 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 and you're dividing by 8 times 7 times 6, blah, 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 multiplied by 2 times 1. Now what you can see is that everything from 8 downwards is going to cancel everything from 8 downwards here. I'm left with 10 times 9 divided by 2 times 1, which again comes out as 45. So here I'm going to be working out 45 multiplied by 0.65 to the power 8 multiplied by 0.35 squared, and if we do that, it comes out as 0.17565, which is 0.1757.